Hey guys, welcome back to Channel Pause Window Cleaning, and this week number 30 of our 100K journey of 2024. Now, before we begin, I want to thank this week's sponsor, Project to Payment. Now, Project Payment is an awesome business management tool that I literally use every single day. It's just so easy to go give a bid to an individual, give them a proper bid, like a formal bid. Then from there, like today, I finished the job. I came to do a video for you guys, and so right away, I already had all the information of my client. I just went, hit done. She paid in Zelle, so I put it as cash. And then from there, I just send her a professional bid. Makes things very easy. And that's another thing too I want to share with you guys, that I'm sure there's like a banner here at the bottom that I want you guys to try it out. You know, it's 3 months for free. I partner up with them. I want to give you guys an opportunity, you know, to not just try it out for like a week and then be like, oh, I didn't really get the benefits of it, but at least you have 3 months. You really get to see if you really like the software. It's free, and I would love for you guys to try it out. But at the same time, it's something that, you know, in the past I used to do it my own. You know, I have Apple products, so I would use Pages and all these different things to try to, like, you know, try to save money, let's say, and just do all these different things. And then at the end, it made my life a little bit more complicated. And that's why I want you guys to try it out for 3 months, because after 3 months, it's only $20. So it's not a lot of money. And, you know, it just makes, I'm just saying it from my point of view, it's really helped me, help my wife too. And most importantly, at the end, when you give a invoice to an individual, ask for a free link for a review, makes your life a little easier on that end too. So you can get more reviews too at the end. So anyways, thank you guys. Thank you, Project Payment, so much for sponsoring this video. So let's get straight into it. This week was very chill. Had a few jobs, had quite a lot of bids this week too, and it just, everything kind of just hit us all at once. But yeah, let's just start off with this week. So when it comes to this week, our first job, I actually did her windows last year, and it was kind of funny because I actually charged her in the past a different price. And like when I showed up, because she had French windows, I showed up and she had all her windows replaced, and I was like, whoa, like, I'm not gonna charge you, like I was telling her, I'm not gonna charge you the same price for French windows for the windows you have now, because it's just a single pane. I mean, she sounded like she was okay with it, but I'm not gonna do that. You know, it has to be fair too. So I ended up going down on the bid slash, you know, job price. I mean, she was very happy about it too. But yeah, it was just so funny. I showed up at her house and I was like, what? You have your whole, like a whole different house? And she did like a lot of amazing work inside the house itself. And so, but it was just funny that I showed up, you know, kind of, not that I'm expecting a certain price, but you know, you kind of say, oh, I've done this house before, this is the price that I have it at. Ended up going lower on the price, which is obviously reasonable, because obviously we weren't there as long. And also the job wasn't as hard, right? Because single pane windows is so much easier than French windows. But yeah, it was just a lot of fun to like catch up with her. She's also a cat person, so my wife and her were talking a lot about cats, and yeah, it was just very fun. But anyways, from that job for Inside and Out, we ended up charging her $475, and then from there she had like some construction done in her house, and so that's why she wanted to do her screens this time too. Now when I went around the house, not all of them had dirty screens, and so she was very nice. She's like, you know, I'll leave it up to my discretion if she needed her screens clean. More than half of the screens were kind of dirty, so I messaged her that, like, hey, you know, more than half are dirty, you want me just to clean all of them? She said go for it. So ended up doing that. Again, screen cleaning does add up in a sense in the long run, because essentially she had 27 screens, so that 475 with 27 screens became 610. So, you know, we got, you know, what, $135 more from just the original price. And so it helps a lot with, you know, trying to add on services, and having screen cleaning is just so great. So yeah, it's just been, it was very nice to see her again, and yeah, it's just very smooth. And after we were done, she doesn't even look at the window. She already trusts us on our system and process, and she's like, you're good to go. So yeah, it was very nice to do her windows and see her again. So she'll call us back maybe in the next 6 months to a year. So yeah, looking forward to seeing her again. So I actually have my notes this time so I don't forget. So after this job that we did with her, we actually had quite a few bids, like I kind of mentioned to you guys. A few of them we ended up scheduling for next week, and some people had, you know, they didn't want it done this week, they needed it done next week, so obviously we're gonna accommodate to that. But we went to one individual's house, and I'm sharing this again with you, not to show like anything bad against the homeowner or anything like that. Really, I just want you guys to be more confident when it comes to giving a bid and your work, right? And again, I'm just saying this so that we can brainstorm together, but not to, again, insult or make fun of or put down the householder per se, okay? So with that said, so I did a bid after this job, right? And ended up going, I knocked on the door, my wife and I were together, and the husband came to the door and he's like, oh, let me get my wife. And I guess I was texting the wife because I didn't know who I was texting. I just kind of got like, hey, I want my windows cleaned, I need a bid. So she ended up coming to the house, and there was a front door, and so we're like, okay, so let's walk around. What do you need exactly? And like I always say, I like to walk around the outside, right? And she's like, oh, I want inside and out done. So I said, oh, okay. So I looked at the front, and the front looked like there was kind of like a loft in the inside of just the first window itself. So I said, oh, can I go inside just to see your window, right? I just want to see if I need to use a ladder, I could do pole work, you know, I just need to see what is involved. So she's like, yeah, sure. So I took off my shoes, you know, it's just my habit. I always like to take off my shoes, even at my own house too. So I took off my shoes and actually stayed at the door, and I took a few steps inside. I looked and I kind of saw the window, and I said, oh, okay, not a problem, I can use pole work. And she's like, okay, and also I'd like for you to remove the mold that's on the frame of the window. And like, not the glass, but the frame. And I said, oh, sorry, unfortunately, like, we don't offer that service. And then she's like, no, but I want you to take off the mold. And I said, sorry, again, the second time, sorry, unfortunately, we don't remove mold. That's a janitorial work. And I'm not even joking, she like snapped, she's like, no, you go and clean the whole frame and the window. And I was like, at that point, again, I have a little bit of pride in myself in a sense that I don't like when people snap at me or yell at me for no reason. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, thank you very much. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to get going, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And so I was walking, and she was like, I guess, in shock. And I closed the door behind me, very polite. I didn't slam it. Some of you guys might think, oh, you slammed. No, I just, closed the door very nicely. I told my wife, okay, let's get going. And, the door was open, so she saw what happened. So she's like, all right, let's go. And then the lady opened the door. She's like, wow. And that's all I heard. And I just didn't want to turn around. I just kept walking, and then we left. So the reason I'm saying this story, and I have other experiences too, is because you always want to treat the homeowner with respect, right? But when they kind of like snap or kind of yell at you for like no reason, especially if you don't offer a service, it's just better just to walk away, keep the peace, and I don't want to be, and personally for me, around that environment. I've been doing window cleaning since 2016, and I've seen a lot of different individuals when I'm doing bids and stuff like that. I already know, like, if I would have done this job, even let's say that I would have given them a bid and everything like that, they're going to expect that I'm going to remove mold on every single window. I'm not going to put my health at risk for something that's not even a service that I provide. I don't know how to remove mold. I mean, I can always look it up online, or call a couple of buddies of mine that do janitorial work, and they can let me know how to do it, but I have to wear a mask. I'm not doing that stuff. So, and she's probably not going to want to pay for that either, because apparently that should include that, right? So again, it's just better just to, keep the peace, just say, like, I'm not saying that I'm the perfect example, you can do it however you want, but I'm just saying, like, at that point, thank you so much, have a nice day. Unfortunately, I won't be able to give a bid, and then just walk away. Just better that way, because you don't know, again, if that person's having a bad day or anything like that. And again, no disrespect to the homeowner, but again, I don't like to be snapped at, yelled at. So at the end of the day, I didn't get the bid or the job, but I'm happy that way, instead of having to deal with an individual that's expecting certain things that I don't offer. So anyways, so for the second job, it was pretty cool, because I got to do a commercial building, I also got to meet one of you guys. And it was just so cool, because like when I was working and everything like that, I was cleaning the windows, and one of you guys showed up. And it was nice, because when I was setting up everything, cleaning, I was able to show one of you guys all my setup, my X2, how the tap of the spigot was like 450, brought all the way down to pure water, and show like all my poles and everything like that, and all my equipment and how I set up, because this individual wants to start his own business, wants to, you know, get into window cleaning, and it's just so awesome to see like others getting into the field of window cleaning. You might think, oh, you know, like he can be a potential competitor. To be honest, guys, I am happy if anyone, you know, starts their own business. I think it's probably the best careers anyone can have. I mean, depending on your circumstances, but if you don't know like where to go, you know, like what you want to pursue and all that, I think having your own business is great. And then obviously, because I do window cleaning, I think it's a great opportunity to, you know, be your own business, to be your own manager, to just take care of different things. And so this individual, I'm very happy that I just saw in his eyes like, oh, you know, how do you do this, how about that, asking all these questions. I try my best to answer all his questions, and like at the end we ended up talking for like a couple hours just about, you know, just in general of like how I set up, how I clean, and just, you know, it's really nice. And it's always nice for me to meet you guys in person, to be able to, you know, just explain how I do certain things, because I remember when I first started, no one did that for me. And so like I want to do the same for you guys, to show you guys what I do, this and that. That's why I make YouTube videos, because some of you guys live on the other side of the country. I can't go to you and be like, hey, let me help you out, you know. So that's why I do these YouTube videos, you know, like, you know, my walk-arounds and like my, you know, like POV of like how I clean a window of a house and all that. So trying to help you guys out in that sense. Yeah, it was cool to show you, or show that individual like all the way my technique was, the commercial building. But yeah, this building hasn't been washed in such a long time, so, you know, we were able to work things out, to show him my setup, how I clean the windows. So it was really nice to meet you if you're watching, but also to see, you know, one of you guys in person and show all my setup. But another side point, I just one thing that happened to me also at that job site, so as you guys know, I have the Zero ultralight pole, the micro, and so the little I don't know, clamp or whatever, the one that you can, you know, extend, you know, the pole and all that, you know, to make it go to 30 feet, it broke. So I ended up reaching to Stevo, the window cleaner, and there's warranties on the website when you buy Zero products. So when it comes to the sections and clamps, oh, that's the word, clamps, the ones that did that, the Zero poles, section and clamps have 12-year warranty. So when I called him, I told him about the clamp. He's like, don't even worry about it. What is specifically is wrong? I took a picture. He's like, don't worry, we're gonna send you a replacement right away. And I've been getting emails about it, so that's really cool. It's a relief, because I bought my pole last year, and now, you know, something broke on it. Not that I was abusing it or, you know, messing it up. It just, you know, just wear and tear, you know, because it's always the second one, right? Because the first one is when you pull out the hose and all that for the brush, but the second one is the first one you can start extending. So that second one is the one that I broke, just, you know, basic wear and tear. And he's like, not even worry about it, we're sending you a replacement part, which is awesome. And then I also asked, or he also mentioned to me about the systems, the water fed systems. They also 12-year warranty. Now, of course, when it comes to filters, resin and all that, that is not included, because, you know, obviously that's a filter, but the system itself is 12 years. So that is awesome. So just letting you know that it has not only like a good, you know, like a place to buy, you know, your products, but also has the Zero products have a 12-year warranty, which is awesome. Not like a 5, you know, like a car normally has a 5-year warranty or whatever, or a 3-year, depending on which one you have. But this one's 12 years, 12-year warranty for your poles and your systems and other things like that when it comes to your Zero products. So just want to let you guys know that's pretty cool. But anyways, yeah, so he helped me out with that. I'm getting my order, I don't know, I think next week, so that's going to be pretty cool. I don't have any big jobs that I need to, like, you know, force anything on that, you know, one that's kind of broken. But anyways, it's just nice to have that peace of mind that, you know, if something breaks just from wear and tear, you're obviously taken care of, and very communicative too. It's not like a big process, like fill out a form and it's like, no, I got you, and he just did all that. So thank you, Stevo, for the help, and thank you, Zero, for having such a great warranty. So anyways, so the job after that, yeah, so I was gonna ask you guys, I need to look at my notes here. because by accident I took it out to see the messages with Steve-O. Have you guys been having spider problems? Because I'm not even joking. I would go around and like there's a couple of houses that there are just like a bunch of spider webs, and just to go from where I'm at now to like, you know, the other side of this sidewalk, I would get like 10 spider webs right in my face, and it's just like such a hassle. It's just all these spiders that are, and it's the little ones too. It's not like a big one or anything like that. It's just little spiders, and it's like I keep getting like a lot of, you know, spiders, you know, webs in my face when I'm trying to go around a house. But are you guys having the same problem? But anyways, because the reason I'm saying that is because this individual, we ended up doing her windows inside and out, and she was like pretty much like, you know, I'm hiring you, even though we did her windows like 6 months ago, I'm hiring you because there's a lot of spiders, I hate spiders, I want to get rid of them and everything like that. Her screens ended up having spider webs on it, so we ended up taking care of that. So all in all, like we took care of her house and everything like that. Repeat clients, we've done her house already, or I guess I said that 6 months ago. But yeah, it was just like all these spiders are coming out of nowhere. It's like really hot, so I don't know if it's a combination, it's like a seasonal thing, I don't know what, but a lot of spiders. But anyways, we ended up taking care of her. We ended up charging $470 for that. And so all in all this week, we made oh man, I didn't do it again. So that's 1,800. So we made this week $1,480. So that is awesome. We're very happy that, you know, we didn't have a lot of work this week, but again, we're just grateful that, you know, we have work. We're very happy when you guys also place orders through us. But also too, I'm really happy that I was able to meet one of you guys in person, show you all my equipment, you know. It's really nice to meet you guys and all that. And yeah, I mean, this week was pretty simple. Next week we have couple of jobs. Oh, and also I got a haircut too. I forgot to mention that after the commercial building, I ended up getting a haircut. I started growing out my beard a little bit. I mean, everyone can do whatever they want with how they style their hair, but and their beard. But like, it's just been so hot. I was growing it out, and I was like, man, I need to like cut it down even more. So hopefully, you know, this will help me not to be like so hot, because it's just even though I wear a hat where's my hat? Like right here, this hat here, it's just still like, man, it's just so hot. So maybe in the wintertime I might grow it out a little bit, but yeah, so that's kind of it for this week. I have to always put, you know, like in the schedule, I have to get a haircut. If not, I will forget, and my wife loves when I get a haircut, so I always try my best to get a haircut also for her too. So I was just glad that I was able to fit that into this week. But anyways, that's pretty much it. And if you made it this far in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel a lot, the algorithm and all that stuff. It's just, you know, we're trying to grow the channel out and, you know, try to help you guys out too. And if you want to, you know, place any orders through me, and my number is 626-545-3132. We can place, you know, orders with you, and I can help you out too. You know, my goal is to help you guys out. You know, you tell me what you are looking into. A couple of you guys this last couple of weeks have been saying like, hey, this is kind of my budget, this is what I want. My goal is, to be honest, is to get the best, the cheapest, best cheapest best for you guys. You know, obviously, you know, things can start adding up in price. I'm not going to try to be like, buy the most expensive system. So I want to know more like what you want, you know, what works for you, what system is best, because, you know, I have a dual RO system, and like most of you guys, it's kind of like overkill, so maybe you just need one single RO. So I will do my best to try to help you guys out. You know, do you really need a micro, or can you go like cheaper and get like the Pro Basic 30 feet? They both go 30 feet. It's just a little bit taller. Maybe you have a longer car, you have a truck, you don't really need a micro. But micro's awesome because you can do really good work with residential. But again, it all depends on your circumstance. Just, you know, just reach out to me, and I'll do my best to help you guys out. All right, so anyways, I guess we'll catch you guys on the next week. All right, bye.